Did you know that the secret to turning life's biggest challenges into its biggest opportunities may have been discovered over 2,000 years ago? Imagine facing the storms of life with a serenity so powerful that nothing can shake your peace of mind. That sounds like a superpower, right? Well, this ancient superpower isn't just a fantasy. It's an ancient philosophy that's just as practical today as it was in the bustling markets and marble halls of ancient Rome or Greece. But in today's world, where we have absolute authority over how we react, and uncertainty seems to be the only certainty, these teachings could be the anchor we're all looking for. What if I told you that Stoicism is less about thinking and more about doing, about living a life full of meaning, resilience, and happiness? No matter what happens in life, the key is not to suppress your emotions, but to understand and master them. So whether you're battling stress, facing adversity, wanting to live a more fulfilling life, or you just want to find more joy in your everyday life, stick with us today. We are digging deep into Stoicism to discover its timeless wisdom and how it can change not only the way we think, but the way we live. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and hit the like button to embark on this transformational journey. Stay with us until the end without skipping anything, because every moment of this video is a step towards discovering the wisdom of Stoicism that will change your life. 1. Focus on what you can control. Have you ever been stuck in traffic and got angry about the delay, or you were scrolling through your phone and got upset about a negative comment someone left on your post? It's the best thing that can happen to us, almost like our daily lives are filled with these little things that test our mood and peace of mind at every turn. But here's a groundbreaking perspective from the world of Stoicism that can reverse all this frustration. Stoicism, this incredible philosophy that dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, gives us this powerful tool to focus on what is within our control. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said that it's not what happens to us, but how we react to it. Think about it for a second. The traffic, the bad weather, the negative comments, all of these things are out of our control, and we can't change them no matter how much we want to. But what we can change is how we react to them. This idea is not just old wisdom, it's also used by Carl Jung in modern psychology. A giant in the field of psychology once said, "I am not what happens to me, I am what I choose to be," which fits perfectly into the practice of Stoicism. It is about recognizing that the only real power we have is over our own reactions, thoughts, and actions. Let's not let it go. Let's say you're feeling a bit depressed. Let's say you're late for an important meeting and stuck in traffic. You can spend the time honking your horn loudly in anger or stressing out. To be honest, the car in front of you isn't going to speed up anymore. You could take a deep breath, accept the situation, and use the time to listen to a podcast or an audiobook, or just enjoy the music. The traffic hasn't changed, but your reaction to it, and with this change, your stress level will go down. Your day will be a little better. This Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control goes far beyond dealing with traffic and the weather, and applies to our personal goals as well. It also applies to our reactions to others, and, like fellow Stoic stalwart Marcus Aurelius, to dealing with obstacles in life. This reminds you that you have the power to control your own mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength the next time you find yourself getting upset about something outside of yourself. Control is what it means to me. Remember these wise words from a Stoic friend. Ask yourself, is this inside me? If not, control it and let it go. Focus on your own reactions, thoughts, and actions. This simple change can have a huge impact on your stress levels and overall well-being. Remember that feeling happy isn't always easy, but it's worth practicing every day. Progress, not perfection, is key. And as we learn to focus more on what we can control, we will find that we not only make it through life's challenges, but thrive in spite of them. One of the most fundamental principles of Stoicism, taught by Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, is to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. This principle can instantly change your life by shifting your focus from external events to your own actions and attitudes. Everything that happens in the world can be divided into what we can control and what we cannot. We cannot control the actions of others, the weather, or the outcomes of events, but we can control our own reactions, thoughts, and decisions. By focusing on what you can control, you free yourself from the frustration and anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. To put this principle into practice, start by identifying the situation that is causing you stress or anxiety. Ask yourself, am I in control of this? If the answer is no, focus on how you can respond positively. This mindset promotes peace of mind and empowers you to take meaningful action. 2. Understand obstacles as opportunities. Stoicism teaches us the skill of understanding obstacles as opportunities. It's counterintuitive, isn't it? Most of us are programmed to see obstacles as mere barriers to our success and happiness, but Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus flip that narrative and tell us that when life throws a spanner in the works, we should ask instead, why me? In his writings, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What impedes action becomes an impetus, and what gets in the way becomes a way." What this means is that every obstacle, no matter how difficult, not only tests our resilience, but also teaches us a valuable lesson. It's about finding the positive in difficult situations and using them to fuel our growth. This perspective is not just in ancient philosophy. Famous psychologist Carl Jung, supported by contemporary thinkers too, said, "What you reject, you survive by fighting obstacles. We give more power to obstacles, but by accepting them and learning from them, we can overcome them." This Stoic mindset is about turning challenges into stepping stones to success. Think stronger, wiser, and more realistic. Imagine your application is rejected. It's easy to fall into a spiral of self-pity and doubt. But what if you treated every rejection as feedback? Maybe there's a skill you need to improve, or a new strategy for your job search. This change in perspective can turn a series of rejections into a path to professional growth. Another example is personal conflicts. They are unpleasant and stressful, but they are also an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and communication skills. Every disagreement is an opportunity to understand different perspectives and hone conflict resolution skills. The essence of embracing obstacles as opportunities is to ask yourself what this situation can teach me. We become active learners and problem solvers rather than passive victims of the situation. This doesn't mean that facing obstacles will be easier, but it does mean facing them with a mindset that focuses on growth and learning. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you that counts, but how you respond to it." This is the core of Stoicism, looking beyond the immediate pain or frustration of the obstacle to find the lessons and opportunities that can be gained from it. So when you're faced with a big challenge, take a moment to pause and reassess the situation. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how it can make you stronger and wiser. Remember that obstacles aren't just hurdles to be overcome, but also opportunities to grow. Adopting this Stoic mindset helps us navigate life's ups and downs with more grace, resilience, and wisdom. The Stoics teach that obstacles are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "This principle encourages us to see difficulties as opportunities for resilience, creativity, and strength." When you encounter an obstacle, Don't see it as a setback, but as an opportunity to improve. Each challenge is an opportunity to test your character, learn new skills, and become stronger. By embracing obstacles, you can turn potential failures into stepping stones to success. To incorporate this principle into your life, start by reframing your thoughts when you encounter difficulties. Instead of lamenting your misfortune, ask yourself how you can learn from the experience. This shift in perspective can make a big difference in how you approach life's challenges. 3. Live in the moment. Live in the moment. But what does it actually mean, and why is it so important? Living in the moment means fully accepting and experiencing where you are in this present moment, and not letting your mind wander to worries about tomorrow or regrets about yesterday. It's about recognizing that life, with all its beauty, challenges and surprises, is happening right now. This concept is not new. It was the basis of Stoic philosophy, taken up by great thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and Epictetus, and enhanced by modern psychologists and thinkers. Let's start with the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't dwell on the past. Don't dream about the future. Focus on the present moment." He understood that the power of living in the present lies in grounding us and clearing our minds of distractions. As life unfolds, we are able to experience the fullness of life. But why is it so hard to stay in the present? Our minds are often cluttered with thoughts worrying about what's next or repeating what has already happened. This constant mental noise draws us away from the beauty and possibilities of the here and now. Famous psychologist Carl Jung said, "The smallest of all things that are meaningful are more valuable than the greatest of the meaningless." Living in the here and now gives meaning to the small, everyday experiences and enriches our lives immeasurably. He spoke about the importance of being aware of the present in order to achieve eudaimonia, a state of happiness, health and prosperity, and believed that by focusing on the here and now, we can live virtuous lives and make the most of our human experience. So how can we practice living in the present? It starts with mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the here and now without judgment. When you eat, savor every bite. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When someone is talking to you, listen carefully instead of planning what to say next. These simple acts of mindfulness bring us back to the present, making our lives richer and more meaningful. Seneca offered this wisdom. True happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxiously depending on the future. He understood our fear of what is to come and what has been. Living in the present does not mean ignoring the future or forgetting the past, but rather it means finding a balance between learning from the past and planning for the future without draining the present. It is in this balance that we find peace and contentment. Remember that every moment is an opportunity to tune in and focus on the now. The present is where we live, love, and make memories. So make a conscious effort to be more present in your life. Appreciate the now, for it is the moment when life really happens. Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. The past is over and the future is uncertain. The only time we are truly given is now. Focusing on the present allows us to fully engage with our lives and make the most of every moment. Living in the present means letting go of regrets about the past and worries about the future. This is about being aware of your present actions, thoughts, and environment. This mindfulness allows you to respond to situations more thoughtfully and recognize the beauty and possibilities in the present. To put this principle into practice, try mindfulness practices such as meditation and deep breathing. Regularly remind yourself to return to the present moment, especially if you are distracted by past failures or worries about the future. This habit will improve your focus, reduce stress, and increase your overall sense of well-being. 4. Building self-discipline. The word self-discipline may conjure up images of a strict schedule and a fun-free life, but let's rethink that image together. Self-discipline is not about restricting your life, but about empowering yourself to make decisions that are aligned with your deepest values and long-term goals. It's important to choose what works for you, not what's easy for you at the moment. In essence, building self-discipline is about overcoming yourself, saying yes to what serves you and no to what doesn't, even if it's difficult. Think about whether you want to continue your exercise routine, save money by not making impulse purchases, or turn off Netflix to focus on a project. These decisions may not bring immediate gratification, but they pave the way for long-term satisfaction and success. Stoic philosophy has a lot to say about self-discipline. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You will gain strength if you understand that you have power over your own mind, not over external events." These powerful words highlight the essence of self-discipline. It is about controlling one's impulses, emotions, and actions, despite the external temptations and distractions life throws at us. Seneca also offers wisdom on this matter, advising us to be resolute and control our own minds. He understood that true freedom comes from within, by the ability to control oneself and one's desires, rather than being controlled by desires. But why self-discipline is so important? The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle shed light on this and believed that one can achieve excellence. By practicing self-discipline, we develop virtues through habit. We cultivate habits that lead us to our best selves. It is not about doing it occasionally by willpower, but by consistently making decisions that reflect our values and goals. Building self-discipline is also important. Relevance to modern understanding of psychology. Psychology pioneer Carl Jung emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of the personality for a fulfilling life, as this integration requires controlling the desires of different parts of the psyche and choosing paths that will develop oneself. How can we develop self-control in our daily lives to contribute to our overall happiness and growth? Start with small things. Choose an area you want to improve, whether it's your diet, exercise habits, or spending habits. Set clear, achievable goals and work towards them. Sometimes others too. Remember, every time you make a decision that aligns with your goals, you exercise your self-discipline muscle. Epictetus reminds us that big things don't happen suddenly. Self-discipline is built by small, consistent actions. It's progress, not perfection, that counts. Every day presents a new opportunity to practice self-discipline and choose actions that will bring you closer to who you want to be. Building self-discipline is a journey. It's about finding the balance between what we want now and what we want most. It's about making decisions that may be difficult in the moment, but that in the long run will bring us closer to our goals, happiness, and peace. So let's embark on this journey together and support each other to choose what's right and not what's easy. Remember, self-discipline is the path to achieving your dreams and living a life you truly love. Self-discipline is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. The ability to control one's impulses, focus on a goal, and work consistently towards it is essential to personal growth and success. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers believed that self-discipline leads to true freedom. To establish self-discipline, you need to set clear goals, create a routine, and hold yourself accountable. It's about making conscious decisions that align with your values and long-term goals, even when it's difficult. Practicing self-discipline helps you develop the strength to overcome procrastination, distractions, and temptations. Start by identifying areas of your life that need more discipline. Set specific, achievable goals and make a plan to achieve them. Use tools like to-do lists, schedules, and self-reflection to stay on track. Over time, as you become more self-disciplined, you will find it easier to achieve your goals and live a balanced, fulfilling life. 5. Cultivate emotional resilience. When life goes off track, we all experience a whirlwind of emotions. Anger, sadness, frustration are a natural part of being human. But it's not just the emotions we feel that matter, it's how we deal with them. This is where the magic of emotional resilience comes into play. Emotional resilience is like a superpower that allows us to gracefully weather the storms of life and come out even stronger on the other side. It's about recognizing and understanding your emotions and taking steps to move forward in a positive way rather than being swept away by the current of emotions. The Stoics had a lot to say about this. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminds us that humans have power over their own minds, not over external events. Realizing this is empowering. This profound insight touches on the nature of emotional resilience. It's about realizing that we may not be able to control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Our emotions don't have to control our behavior. Seneca gives us wisdom on how to face adversity without getting frustrated. He teaches us that life's difficulties are a test of our character and resilience. Facing our emotions with understanding and patience can make us wiser and more resilient. But how do we cultivate this emotional resilience? It starts with self-awareness. Being aware of our emotions and reactions allows us to understand ourselves more deeply. It's okay to feel what we feel, but instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to respond in a way that is consistent with our values and long-term happiness. Aristotle spoke about the golden ratio, finding the balance between excess and deficiency. This concept applies beautifully to emotional resilience, about finding a balanced response to emotions rather than suppressing or overwhelming them. Psychology pioneer Carl Jung emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of the psyche to achieve wholeness. Part of this process involves facing your emotions. Understanding and learning from emotions is at the core of cultivating emotional resilience. So what can you do when you're stuck with strong emotions? First, give yourself permission to acknowledge your emotions without criticizing them. Then take a step back and try to understand what triggered that emotion. This reflection provides valuable insight. Epictetus said that it is not what happens to us, but how we react to it that matters. This is a powerful reminder that our reactions to emotions can shape our experience. Instead of being passive, we can choose to respond in a constructive and healing way. Developing emotional resilience requires practicing mindfulness, self-reflection, and patience. It's about building a toolbox of coping strategies, such as B, writing in a journal, talking to a trusted friend, or practicing relaxation techniques. Most importantly, treat yourself with kindness and compassion as you work through your emotions. Emotional resilience does not mean never feeling negative emotions, but rather learning to ride the waves of those emotions gracefully and emerge on the other side stronger and more confident. By cultivating emotional resilience, we give ourselves the strength to face life's challenges with courage and poise. Let's walk this journey together and support each other to become more mentally resilient and ultimately live more fulfilling lives. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt to stress, adversity, and difficult situations. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are responses to our perceptions, and by changing our perceptions, we can better control our emotions. This principle is crucial for maintaining peace of mind and surviving the ups and downs of life. Developing emotional resilience involves recognizing that our emotions are not directly caused by external events, but by our interpretation of those events. You can control your emotional reactions by changing the way you perceive and react to situations. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but understanding them and managing them constructively. To increase your emotional resilience, practice mindfulness and self-reflection. When you feel strong emotions, take a step back and analyze the situation. Ask yourself why you feel that way and how you can see the situation differently. Over time, this practice will help you stay calm in the face of adversity. 6. Momentum mori, remember you will die. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics, including great thinkers like Seneca and Epictetus, used this concept not to create fear, but to encourage a deeper appreciation of each moment. They believed that keeping the inevitability of death in mind allows us to live more consciously and with gratitude for the present. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the transience of life in his meditations and encouraged us to live true to our values and make the most of the time we are given. You can quit life right now. Let it determine what you do, say, and think. He wrote that this is not a lament, but rather a call to action, a reminder to focus on what really matters, let go of petty worries, and live with purpose and integrity. Seneca also spoke about the shortness of life, urging us not to waste time on trivial things, but to focus on creating a meaningful existence. He believed that being aware of death makes us live wiser and cherish our relationships and experiences. Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on the present and making the most of our time. We must remember that we will not live forever, but we have a better chance of living ethically and recognizing the beauty and richness of life. But how can we integrate memento mori into our lives? Can we live our own lives without feeling like a dark cloud is hanging over our heads? It starts with a change of perspective, so that instead of seeing death as something scary, we can see it as a powerful motivator to live life to the fullest. It is about embracing the present and not postponing our dreams and happiness to an indefinite future with no guarantees. Think about the things that you have been putting off. It could be pursuing a passion, reuniting with a loved one, or simply taking time to savor the small joys of everyday life. Memento mori reminds us not to take our time for granted. It encourages us to live more authentically, to be open about what it means to us, to love and to be present in our lives. This concept also teaches us to understand the impermanence of life, which deepens our appreciation for our moments. When we are reminded that our time is limited, we tend to value our experiences more, live more consciously, and express gratitude for the people and moments that enrich our lives. So let us use memento mori not as a source of fear, but as a catalyst for growth, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation of life. Let it remind us to make choices that align with our deepest values, cherish our relationships, and enjoy the beauty of this moment. When we remember that we will one day die, it encourages us to live today more fully. By embracing memento mori, we are powerfully reminded to celebrate life, not live in fear of death. Cherish every moment, not because you fear the end, but because you love life itself. Live so that when your time comes, you can look back without regret, knowing that you lived to the fullest, loved deeply, and appreciated your wonderful life journey. Memento mori is Latin for remember you will die, and is a powerful Stoic principle that reminds us of the impermanence of life. This reflection on mortality will inspire you to live more consciously, prioritize what really matters, and cherish this moment. Thinking about death may seem creepy, but it's incredibly motivating. It encourages you to make the most of your time, focus on meaningful activities, and let go of petty worries. Recognizing the finiteness of life gives you a clearer perspective on what truly matters. To practice memento mori, take time each day to reflect on your mortality. Ask yourself how you would live your life if today were your last. Use this awareness to guide your decisions, prioritize your goals, and nurture your relationships. This mindset promotes gratitude, purpose, and a deeper appreciation for life. 7. Practice gratitude. It's interesting how such a simple concept can have such a big impact on our lives. It's about focusing on what we have instead of dwelling on what we lack. This exercise can be a real game changer, especially at a time when it felt like an uphill climb. The Stoics, however wise, had a lot to say about gratitude. They believed that happiness doesn't come from having more things, but from being grateful for what we already have. Marcus Aurelius wrote often about the importance of focusing on the present and finding joy in the status quo. A simple phrase he said when you wake up in the morning: remember what a precious privilege it is to live, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This is gratitude in its purest form, recognizing the value of life itself and the many gifts it offers. Seneca spoke about how our desires lead us astray, and we never find true satisfaction in our desire for more, and suggested that we can find true satisfaction by focusing on what we have and realizing that the best things in life are already within us. Epictetus, known for his practical approach to Stoic philosophy, encouraged his followers to understand their current situation, even as he believed that they would live a more fulfilling life if they could accept their current situation and find value in it. We practice gratitude, especially when something in life befalls us, and it starts with making it a daily habit to do every morning or evening. Take a moment and think of 3 things you are grateful for. It could be something as simple as a cup of hot coffee, a conversation with a friend, or the beauty of a sunset. This practice helps rewire our brains and focus on the positive. This lifts our mood and improves our overall outlook on life. Gratitude also means accepting challenges and learning lessons from them, rather than asking why this is happening. This change in perspective helps us recognize our experiences, both good and bad, as valuable steps on a journey. Additionally, practicing gratitude can help us build stronger connections with others. Expressing gratitude to others in our lives can not only brighten their day, but also strengthen our relationships. Simple gratitude goes a long way in showing someone that they are valued and loved. Aristotle spoke about the importance of recognition. He believed that gratitude was an essential part of achieving eudaimonia, or true happiness, which allows us to appreciate the good things in our surroundings and within ourselves. Modern psychology also supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience less anxiety, sleep better, and have a more positive outlook on life. Carl Jung said that the word happiness would lose meaning if it was not balanced by sadness. By acknowledging and being grateful for all our experiences, we find a deeper, more authentic form of happiness. So, let gratitude be the foundation of your daily life. Celebrate the small victories, cherish the moments of connection, and find joy in the simple pleasures. By focusing on what we have, instead of what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness that radiates from within. Remember, it is not happiness that brings us gratitude, but gratitude that makes us happy. Fill your glass halfway, hold it high, and toast to the beauty of gratitude in life. It is a toast if you can find a ray of hope, even on the darkest days. Gratitude is a fundamental Stoic practice of recognizing and being grateful for the good things in life. Marcus Aurelius often reminisced about the blessings he had despite the difficulties he faced. Practicing gratitude helps you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, which increases your overall sense of well-being and happiness. Gratitude helps us maintain a positive attitude even during difficult times. It reminds you of the good things in life and promotes a sense of contentment. Regularly thanking yourself for the things you're grateful for can help you adopt a more optimistic and resilient mindset. To incorporate gratitude into your daily life, start a gratitude journal. Write down a few things each day that you're grateful for, big and small, from important accomplishments to simple pleasures. This exercise will help you develop the habit of focusing on the positive aspects of life and increase your sense of mental well-being and fulfillment. 8. Focus on personal excellence. The Stoics had a deep understanding of personal excellence. They believed that excellence or virtue was the only good and that everything we do should be aimed at living a virtuous life. For example, Marcus Aurelius is a prime example of someone who pursued personal excellence. He once said, "Let us not waste time arguing about what it means to be a good man. Be one." This simple yet powerful statement encapsulates the essence of personal excellence: to embody the values we admire and strive to live each day according to those values. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-improvement and learning. He advocated a life in harmony with nature and reason, and pointed out that true excellence comes from within and is reflected in our actions and decisions. Epictetus emphasized the role of personal responsibility in achieving excellence. He taught that our reactions, emotions, and will are within our control, and that mastering them is the key to living a virtuous life. But what does focusing on personal excellence mean in our daily lives? It starts with setting personal standards based on our values and aspirations, not on societal expectations or the achievements of others. It is about knowing who you are, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and taking continuous steps to improve. And as Aristotle said, success is never by chance. It is also how you deal with setbacks and failures. It is always the result of high will with sincere effort and wise execution. It represents a wise choice among many options. Choices, not chance, determine your destiny. It means embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than seeing them as obstacles on the way. In addition, developing focus includes developing a growth mindset, a concept promoted by modern psychology when it comes to personal excellence. This is the belief that our skills and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset encourages us to take on challenges and persist, even if we see setbacks and hard work as hard work. The path to mastering personal excellence also means living with integrity. It is about staying true to yourself and your values, even if it is not easy. It's about making decisions that reflect who we are and who we want to be. Victory. As we've explained, practicing gratitude by being grateful for what we have also helps us develop a positive attitude that supports our growth and happiness. So let's focus on personal excellence. Let's set our own standards. Let's embrace our unique ways and be proud of our progress. Remember that perfection isn't the point. It's about being proud of who we are and how we live. It's about celebrating our efforts, learning from our experiences, and always striving to be the best version of ourselves. Let's work together to make personal excellence a way of life, not just a goal. Stoics teach that we should strive for personal excellence in all aspects of our lives. This principle, known as arete, involves continually improving ourselves and achieving our highest potential. Focusing on personal excellence leads to a more fulfilling and impactful life. Personal excellence is not about perfection, but rather about consistent growth and effort. It means setting high standards for yourself and working hard to meet them. Strive to be the best version of yourself, whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal development. To put this principle into practice, set clear, challenging goals that align with your values. Make a plan to achieve these goals and commit to continuous learning and self-improvement. Receive feedback, reflect on your progress, and make adjustments as needed. Striving for personal excellence will lead to greater success and satisfaction in all areas of your life. 9. He doesn't care what others think. In a social media-saturated world where our worth is often determined by our likes, followers, and comments, it's easy to fall into the trap of evaluating ourselves through the lens of other people's opinions. But here's a liberating truth. Your worth is not based on external validation, but on being true to yourself, embracing who you are, and living in alignment with your values. The Stoics, the ancient philosophers to whom we turn again and again for timeless wisdom, had a lot to say about this. They taught that our inner peace and freedom come from focusing on what is within our control, our actions, our thoughts, and our integrity, rather than on the wavering opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "I have often wondered why, since every man loves himself more than other men, he gives less weight to the opinion of himself than to the opinion of others." This remarkable observation highlights the paradox that so many of us place more weight on the evaluation of others than our own self-evaluation. Seneca echoed this sentiment and emphasized the importance of living a life true to yourself rather than being shaped by the expectations and approval of others. Epictetus believed that true satisfaction comes from within, when living a life aligned with one's principles and values. Epictetus taught that caring about the opinions of others is beyond our control and therefore not worth spending energy on. He encouraged us to focus on our own actions and living a virtuous life, because that is where our true strength lies. So how can we care less about what others think and be true to ourselves? First, understand that you are the author of your own life story. The power to define your worth lies with you, not with society, your social media followers, or the people around you. It's about placing your self-worth in who you are, the values you uphold, the kindness you spread, and the efforts you make to be your best self. Second, practice introspection. Ask yourself, whose life am I living? Am I making decisions based on what I want, or am I trying to fit someone else's mold? Reflecting on these questions will help you align your actions with who you really are. Third, embrace weakness. Being true to yourself means being open about all of your flaws. Understand that perfection is an illusion. It's okay to be a work in progress, make mistakes, and learn from them. This authenticity will attract the right people into your life who value the real you. Also, remember Aristotle's words about the golden ratio for finding balance in life. Let's apply this to our concern for the opinions of others. The key is to find a healthy balance between considering constructive feedback and maintaining our autonomy and self-esteem. Incorporating a Stoic mindset into your life means understanding that your worth is determined not by external praise or recognition, but by your virtues, actions, and efforts to live a meaningful life. It's about building a strong inner fortress that is unshakable by the fleeting opinions of others. Let's value who we really are, not likes, followers, or ratings. Be courageous in your authenticity and live a life that is aligned with your deepest truth. Remember that your value is inherent and unique, and by staying true to yourself, you can shine your light in the most authentic way possible. Let's not only get through life, but thrive in it, with the confidence that comes from knowing we are living in harmony with our values and true to ourselves. One of the most liberating Stoic principles is learning to not care about what other people think. Marcus Aurelius advised us to focus on our own actions and values rather than seeking external validation. Letting go of the need for approval allows us to live more authentically and confidently. Caring too much about other people's opinions can lead to anxiety, stress, and loss of identity. It can prevent you from making decisions that are true to yourself and stunt your personal growth. Instead, focus on living by your values and principles, regardless of the judgment of others. To put this principle into practice, remember that you cannot control what other people think or say. Focus on what you can control: your actions, decisions, and attitudes. Embrace your uniqueness and trust your values. This mindset frees you from the constraints of external validation and allows you to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. 10. Embrace change. Embracing change is not only necessary, it's crucial to our growth and happiness. The reality is the only constant in life is change. Learning how to go with the flow and accepting life's inevitable changes is what it takes to make it less scary and more of an adventure. The Stoics had an incredibly healthy perspective on change. They saw it as a natural part of the rhythm of the universe. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you because it's woven into the pattern of your destiny. This is what best suits your needs." Deeply embracing change as part of the fabric of life helps us understand that all change has its place in our history, whether we perceive it as good or bad. Seneca taught that if we try too hard, it can lead to disappointment depending on our current circumstances. Those circumstances will inevitably change. Epictetus advised us to be flexible and understand that change is not just a part of life, but a necessary part of personal growth and happiness. Epictetus encouraged us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. He pointed out that while we cannot control external events, our attitude towards them can be incredibly empowering in dealing with change. The idea is to find the opportunity for growth in the change and focus on our response to move forward with resilience. But how can we embrace change? First, by realizing that change is inevitable. It is the natural order of things. Everything around us is constantly changing. Seasons change, people come and go, and our cells are renewed as we speak. Embracing change means embracing life itself. Second, by practicing mindfulness. Being present in the moment allows us to appreciate our current experiences without clinging to them. This awareness creates room for acceptance when these experiences inevitably evolve or end. Third, by learning the lessons of change. Every change in our lives, no matter how difficult it may be, brings with it an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of asking why this is happening to me, we can ask, what can I learn from it? This shift in perspective can turn the challenge of change into a stepping stone for personal growth. Aristotle spoke about the importance of living a virtuous life as the key to happiness. Part of virtue is adaptability, the ability to navigate life's changes with grace and wisdom. It's about finding balance and harmony in the flow of life. Modern psychology supports this. A Stoic attitude towards change, seeing change as an opportunity rather than a threat, can significantly reduce our levels of stress and anxiety. It can increase our resilience and make us more prepared to deal with whatever life throws at us. Let's remember that change is not something we simply have to endure, but something we should embrace as part of our natural and enriching journey. By embracing change, we open ourselves to new experiences, growth, and the beautiful unfolding of our unique life path. Remember, going with the flow doesn't mean being passive, but actively engaging with the dynamic and complexities of life. Ride the flow of change with courage and grace, and with an open mind to the infinite possibilities change brings. Change is an inevitable part of life, and Stoicism teaches us to embrace it with grace and resilience. Marcus Aurelius has written extensively about the importance of embracing change and seeing it as a natural process. Embracing change allows us to adapt more easily and reduces the stress that comes with it. Resistance to change often leads to frustration and fear. Embracing change allows you to acknowledge the impermanence of all things and surrender to the natural rhythm of life. This acceptance helps you to remain flexible and open-minded, ready to take on new challenges and opportunities. To put this principle into practice, remember that change is always a natural part of life. When you encounter change, focus on how you can adapt to it and grow from it. Be willing to embrace new experiences and let go of the past. This attitude helps you navigate life's transitions with greater ease and confidence. 11. Practice compassion and empathy. Despite our differences, we are all in the same boat, and cultivating an attitude of understanding and compassion towards others will help us navigate life's complicated journey and make the world a kinder, more loving place. Philosophers who continue to enlighten us with their timeless wisdom have placed great importance on the virtues of compassion and empathy, believed in the interconnectedness of all people, and taught that kindness and understanding towards others are essential aspects of a virtuous life, reminding us that humans are social creatures designed to live in harmony and cooperation with one another. What does not benefit the hive does not benefit the bee, which beautifully expresses our idea of happiness. Seneca emphasized the importance of treating others with kindness and generosity, stating that our happiness is inextricably linked to the happiness of others, and argued in his book that compassion is a natural human instinct, and that by helping others, we also save ourselves. To those who have wronged us, to understand ourselves, they too act from their own struggles and limitations. Epictetus taught that we should strive to understand other people's perspectives and recognize that everyone has reasons for their actions. This does not mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather approaching others with a posture of empathy and seeking to understand their experiences and perspectives. But how can we practice compassion and empathy in our daily lives? It starts with listening. It's about really listening to the stories, experiences, and feelings of the people around us. It's about putting yourself in their shoes. Imagine their struggles, joys, fears, and hopes. This act of understanding can bridge the gap between us and foster a sense of connection and shared humanity. Another way to cultivate compassion and empathy is through acts of kindness, no matter how small. A smile, a kind word, a listening ear. All of these can make a big difference in someone's day. By being present and attentive to others, we show them that they matter, that their feelings and experiences are valid and significant. Practicing compassion and empathy also means being there for others when they need it, offering support and understanding without judgment. It is about recognizing the value and dignity of every human being. Regardless of our differences, the ancient philosopher Aristotle spoke about the importance of the role of friendship and empathy in building strong and meaningful relationships. He believed that true friends are those who share each other's joys as well as sorrows and support each other with empathy and understanding. Modern psychology supports the Stoic emphasis on compassion and empathy, showing that these virtues improve not only our relationships, but also our own emotional well-being. By caring for others, we foster a sense of belonging, purpose, and happiness in our own lives. Let us remember that there is a story behind every face, a reason behind every action, and that through mutual understanding and compassion, we make the world a kinder and gentler place. In doing so, we not only enrich the lives of those around us, but also find deeper fulfillment and joy in our own lives. Together, let us spread kindness like confetti and create waves of compassion that change the world, one at a time. Stoics emphasize the importance of compassion and empathy when dealing with others. Marcus Aurelius believed that if we understand and share the feelings of others, we can build stronger, more supportive relationships. Practicing compassion and empathy promotes a sense of community and connection. Compassion and empathy means putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and responding with kindness and understanding. These qualities help you build deeper connections and resolve conflicts more effectively. They also foster a more harmonious and cooperative environment, both personally and professionally. To develop compassion and empathy, practice active listening and seek to understand the other person's perspective. Show kindness and offer support when needed. Think back to your own interactions and consider how you could respond more empathetically. This practice will improve your relationships and contribute to a more compassionate world. 12. Periodic reflection and review. This is about taking a break, a truly meaningful pause to reflect on our actions, our thoughts, the path we have traveled. It is about growth, introspection, and adapting our lives to align with our deepest values. In a world that is always moving forward, this practice is our anchor, ensuring that we are not simply swept away, but sail in the direction that is right for us. Their deep insight into human nature was amazing. The value of a reflective practice. Marcus Aurelius presented a model of this practice in his personal writings, whose meditations we cherish today. Not only did he rule an empire, but he also took the time to examine his own life, his decisions, and his moral compass. This reflection states that the happiness of life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and Seneca encourages us to periodically evaluate our external reality. Encourage wisdom and ways to achieve self-improvement. He likened life to a play and suggested that we regularly review our roles and performances, act according to the character we want to embody. Our actions reflect the script. We appreciate the script of our life. It is not self-criticism, but about self-confidence and growth. He urged students to ask themselves what they have done well, what they have done wrong, and what remains to be done. Through such questions, we can take more conscious control of our lives by adjusting them to be closer to our ideals. But how can we incorporate this practice of Stoic reflection and review into our modern lives? First, make it a habit to spend a few minutes. Every day, perhaps before going to bed, reflect on the day. What were our victories, where we faced challenges, and how we responded? This practice can start as a mental exercise, but writing it down increases its usefulness and then gives us a concrete record of our journey. As we reflect on our day, we use reflection as a tool of gratitude. Focus on the moments, no matter how small, that brought us joy or gratitude. Doing so balances our natural tendency to focus on the negative and gives us a more positive outlook on life. Third, we approach this practice with kindness and compassion toward ourselves. Self-reflection means recognizing mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than blaming them. Be understanding and supportive of yourself, just as you would be with a close friend. Aristotle spoke about the importance of a reflective life. He believed that true wisdom comes from understanding oneself, one's actions, and one's place in the world. This reflection is the essence of a life lived and examined, a life of virtue and excellence. In modern psychology, the benefits of regular introspection are well documented, showing improvements in mental health, clarity of goals, and personal growth. Reflecting on one's experiences helps one process emotions, learn from one's actions, and make more informed decisions going forward. Let us develop the habit of regular reflection and review. Let them be our guides, helping us to actively shape our lives according to our values, rather than just passively experiencing them. Taking the time to reflect gives us the insight we need to move forward with more purpose and awareness, aligned with the essence of who we are and who we want to be. Cherish this journey of reflection, For in knowing oneself, we find the path to true fulfillment and joy. Regular reflection and review are essential Stoic practices for self-growth and improvement. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics often reflected on their actions, thoughts, and progress during the year. This exercise helps you learn from your experiences, identify areas for improvement, and stay true to your values. Reflection is when you look back over your day or week to think about what went well and what could be improved. It helps you recognize patterns, celebrate successes, and address challenges. Regular reviewing helps you keep growing without losing sight of your goals. To incorporate this habit into your life, make sure you take time to reflect each day or week. Keep a journal where you can record your thoughts and observations. Reflect on your successes, challenges, and lessons learned. Use these insights to make adjustments and set new goals. This habit helps you maintain continued growth and stay true to your Stoic principles. Conclusion. Practicing these 12 principles of Stoicism can bring immediate and profound change to your life. Each principle offers a unique opportunity to overcome challenges, increase happiness, and live more authentically. Embrace these teachings and watch your life change in meaningful and lasting ways. These lessons from Stoicism are not just ancient wisdom. They are life hacks that help you deal with stress, make better decisions, and find peace in the midst of chaos. Remember, it is the strengths we carry that define us, not the challenges along the way. Every step is born of the wisdom we gather and the compassion we share. Every reflection, every act of kindness is a brushstroke of the masterpiece that is your life. So don't just live authentically and with purpose. Encouraging you to part ways today, I never let the inspiration end here. On your screen, you will see a treasure trove of wisdom and strategies to help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Click on it to continue shaping it by digging deeper. The most authentic version of yourself, let's continue to grow together, reflect and embrace the beautiful complexities of life. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Until we meet again, remember to live for the cause, not just for the applause, the real you. I look forward to seeing you on the next step of our journey.